Welcome back, everybody, to Miami University Overwatch Esports. We've got some fun times coming for you guys tonight. We got a double header with Overwatch and then Street Fighter 6 following afterwards. My name is Colin.
I'm Xander.
And let's get right into it. I mean, we just saw on Friday Miami University playing against Oregon, and unfortunately, we couldn't get out the game against Fisher, but it didn't go great. It didn't go fantastic.
A result of the weekend, Miami University placing 13th and 16th overall in the top. So they got top 16, I do believe, in the open division for NACE. They did very well. They still made $1,000 for the team in scholarship money and earnings, which is fantastic. Great for the program. But they did lose to Fisher on Friday, 0-3, and then they did lose on, I believe, Saturday evening to Briar Cliff. I believe I tuned into that stream that was streamed out by one of our former members. So that was a fun time to watch that. Good on the Overwatch team to do that, but they're focusing on today. This is the Varsity premiere. This is the big one, and we are up against a team of Akron, one we have quite the familiarity with due to them being in our conference when we're in the usual ESC and CEC
and MAC
conference. So it's a team we're really familiar with. One we have beaten and lost against before. So we're going to this with expectations, not doubting anything on this side. We don't really know how the Akron team has changed since last year. You definitely don't.
I definitely don't.
You haven't been here in quite a bit. The last semester, there wasn't any big changes, I don't believe. This semester, we'll have to see. But in lines of Varsity Premier, today we only streamed this one match against Akron today, and then going into Street Fighter, we want to showcase our Street Fighter guys. They're doing phenomenally well
very
currently
well
at their season. But at 9 o'clock today, I don't know if there will be a stream going out from probably one of the former Overwatch Esports members, but it will be a game against Converse, which in order to make the top 32 or to go into playoffs for this Varsity Premier season, Miami has to just win either this game or the Converse game, and I think they get a guaranteed spot. That's, I think, information I last heard.
I believe that is
so
what
they
I
are
heard,
looking to win this game here today. This is their best shot. I believe we are now in a best of three.
I think
best of three.
I think we're back to best of threes.
Because I believe it is only final playoffs, like the top 16 that go in the best of five. Correct me if I'm wrong from up top.
Yeah.
But we will see what both teams do. Hasn't really been any big changes. It's only been about 3 days. We'd probably be seeing Shocker back in.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Overthinking coming back as well, because Shocker was playing for the games against on Friday. Right. And, Nitrous Oxide had to leave after the first game as well. Maybe Overthinking has some playtime here, We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. But Nitrous Oxide should be here for all of this Akron game. Behind us, we don't have the Overwatch team in the opposite room. Currently, they're on our King Library, our secondary stations. But we just got word that we got lobby. In the meantime, while we wait for them to get into bans and map picking, I believe we'll go to some Owl.
Maybe some Owl, We'll see. We'll see if we know as much Overwatch as we can, if we've got that ready. But
by the end of this semester, we're going to be savants.
I sure hope so. I really sure hope so. I mean, we've had some mixed results in this game,
It's been a bit iffy.
It's been kind of iffy.
Let's go.
Who are we starting with? You got this.
We just want to clear out DPS is the biggest thing. Let's just throw out a Hanzo.
All right. I'll go Hanzo.
Throw out a Hanzo pick. Character you don't really see all too often in the.
Ooh,
okay. They're not damaged though. Do you want to throw out?
We could go like Wu Yang or Onrong
or Kiriko.
Kiriko's Shimada clan.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
She literally trained with Hanzo and Genji.
Yeah, she left. She's not aligned with them right now.
But she
That's
was
the whole point of it.
Okay, but when you put Reaper up there, Overwatch shows up there.
Yeah, true.
It's anything that they've been part of.
I mean, yeah, then we could throw out an on. Well, it can't be on run because it's not damage. So Wu Yang,
yeah.
Wu Yang.
We'll do Wu Yang.
The Wu Yang, a character we've seen quite a bit from Shocker on Friday.
We've seen a lot from Shocker.
Not support and
Diva.
Oh, yeah, Diva.
Well, no, but it can't be Overwatch though. Diva's Overwatch. Who else is Zarya? Zarya's Overwatch as well.
Well, Zarya's Overwatch as well.
What are the tanks?
You're a tank player, brother.
No, I know. I'm thinking. Give me a second. Does Junker Queen count?
No, she's from Australia.
Well, that's Asia Pacific. I don't think Australia has its own. Does Australia have its own continent?
Yeah.
Or like,
did
is that?
you just say
No.
Australia's not a continent?
No. Okay. Yes, but I meant region. That's not what I meant. No, I know that Australia is a continent. That's not what I meant.
Please clip that.
No, that's not what I meant. Because North America and South America are technically the same continent. They just go by region.
I understand what it is. Like in pro play, it's different regions.
Just give us a second, okay? Hold on.
Throw a diva just to put it.
It's definitely not diva. Well, there's nothing more we gain from that.
It's tank. We get tank.
Well, we already know it's a tank. It can't be damage or support. We don't gain anything from throwing out diva there. We know it's not diva because it's not Overwatch.
I don't know. Wait, could it be Domino?
Domino's India. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. I don't. Go Domino.
Try Domino.
Go Domino.
Domina. Human. Tank. Asia.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Is Australia a continent?
Listen, that's not.
It's Australia.
That's not what I meant by that.
Is
question.
Australia a continent?
That's not what I meant by that question.
That is gonna be a clip.
Yeah.
How to light will see human by a cat. Oh well.
Okay, well we know one. One is gonna be Jetpack Cat.
Yeah, one's Jetpack Cat guaranteed.
And then I would say that first one is Ramatra. Think about it, because
because it's talking about humans.
I think it's got to be. Oh my gosh! We are so good. We are so good.
Yeah, that one was quite easy.
That was very easy.
Cat.
Wait, can you play it? Press play all up there. Wait.
The actual.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about what I expected that to sound like.
Yeah, it's just a cat.
Just a cat.
Just a cat. Still don't know what voice actor it is.
The voice actor is actually I think it's Ash's voice actor, just making cat sounds. I'm like so confident. Yeah, it's just Ash's voice actor making cat noises. It's really funny. But yeah, that's so we know our Overwatch. I think we know our Overwatch.
And I think we know our map as well. We are heading to Lijiang Tower. Pretty standard from both Akron and Miami. I don't think there's been a single time where they've gone against each other in the time I've been in Miami where we haven't picked Lijiang off the start.
Yeah.
It is also probably just one of the top 2 to 3 maps for a lot of teams.
It is absolutely just
good.
Just stock standard. You know,
it is the standard.
All right, let's think about what we're doing here. I think the overall Miami. I think we saw a lot of the Wu Yang coming in. I think we saw a lot of the Zarya. We saw a lot of Sigma from that was Havana.
The rock that went around the world.
Yep. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that rock. We got that clip in our chats, and we're just like,
oh yeah.
Pooter, oh, yeah. I talked to Pooter after, just like, dude, I was screaming. We're going,
and we could hear him. But so then on, let's see what map did we play for Control? We played
I believe
we played Ulias because we did Control Center and Night Market. Yep. And we played Control Center and Night Market on Lijiang.
No, not a top prep. That was my bad. Did you just say we
did
played
I say,
on?
I said
you said
Ulias,
play on Ulias, and then you said
and then I listed.
I was just like, what,
dude,
your locations are everywhere today.
You know, I usually pride myself in my geographic abilities to do things like that.
But on another note, we got word that I believe it was Miami that is apparently banning Jetpack Cat, which is an interesting ban. Granted, some teams have thrown Jetpack Cat into their team compositions and is kind of an annoyance.
It could, you know, I think Jetpack Cat's a fine ban. You know,
I mean, it also protects the Lucio Kiri that.
Exactly.
Loves.
I think that's what could be more is using it as a protector ban, because the way that the ban system works is that if you ban a character of a specific role, so in this case support, the other team cannot ban one of the identical role. So they can't ban Lucio, they can't ban Wu Yang, which would be a little bit detrimental for the Miami composition as of recent.
I still can get over you saying Australia is not.
We got to get past that. We got to
I
get
know,
past
just
that. We
looping in my
cannot. We
head.
cannot keep thinking about Australia right now.
Once we get in the game, it'll vanish. But
Hopefully,
we're
hopefully.
waiting for the band to come in from Akron. They're probably deciding. I mean, if they did any research on Miami from previous live streams and also from a previous encounters, they realized that Miami is really good at that fast pace brawl, fast pace tempo control.
I could
going back and forth.
I could also kind of see maybe a Soj ban.
Yeah, true.
I think if like the defining factor of that Russian brawl is definitely the tank being a Zarya, Diva, or Reinhardt or whatever they're playing, Orisa. But I think something that one character that's a lot more kind of impactful, not impactful. It's the DPS. The DPS have a lot of like the team that gets the first pick is a lot of times the team that wins, and the DPS is what kind of allows that to happen.
The only time that really changes a lot of the time is that if you lose the DPS, but you still have your tank and your tank can find a quick pick.
Yes, that's true.
And you can sustain the tank in that situation, you can flip it a lot of time. But if your tank is the first one gone, sorry, fight over, bucko. But that is but we just got word that Akron is banning Tracer, which has been probably the main character of Alfonso on the DPS that we've seen in previous live streams. But he is also shown to have the Vendetta in his pocket.
Yes.
We have seen that.
Yes.
And we've also got word that we are changing bans from Jetpack Cat to, I'm guessing, a different support.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I feels a little strange to being able to go back on a ban, but supposedly there was a bit of a rule issue. Maybe you're not allowed to ban any of the new characters. Maybe, I don't know, or we just got the order wrong, which is what I'm hearing. So apparently
they were supposed to ban first. We banned first.
So that was a bit of a mess.
Yep. Well, here we are.
Stuff happens. But
things happen.
So okay, but does that change anything though? Because if unless Akron didn't want to ban a DPS, in which case okay, so now Juno's banned instead of Jetpack Cat. So
still an interesting ban. I mean, Juno Brig is a premier comp right now. It is, but it's just the fact in control. A lot of times it is just the Lucio Curie that just dominates in a lot of situations. But at the same time, losing out the Tracer does lose out a lot of pressure for Miami. Granted, a lot of times, even I in ranked games, when I'm playing a support or even a DPS and sometimes in a tank, I just ban Tracers outright because either they just run over my team or they just constantly pester you. Yep. Sometimes it's just one loose end you don't want to deal with in that instance.
Yeah, I know when I'm playing ranked, I always ban. Here's my order. People may not like it. People may, I don't know. It's Symmetra, Pharah, Zen. That is my list. Listen.
You play tank.
I know, and it makes me hard.
Go Diva.
Sure, I could go Diva, and I do go Diva.
See, you know what my bans are?
I don't always want to play Diva.
My bans change depending on if I've run into a character I don't want to deal with anymore that day. Like, if I go against, 4 Hanzo players, I'll start banning Hanzo. Yeah. This is annoying at this point, switch up in tank. But if I'm just like, okay, it's my first game, my standard bans, okay, here we go. Diva, Freya.
Yeah. The only character that I'll switch into that ban list is Ana. I'll switch in an Ana. I don't like dealing with anti-nades. Those aren't very fun.
Oh, I recognize some of these names. Maxer, Sebi, Webby, Romero, Flashbang, Sweaty on side of Akron. And we have Alfonso, Sire, Pura, Scooter, Nitrous, and Shocker. We see the standard Lucio, Curicom, and then we see Sire coming out on I forgot his name.
This is very interesting. We're going a bit of a ball composition. I could see that could be very fun. Miami University kind of going with the Zarya Vendetta, which has been seen to produce very good results in the past. And Pooter Scooter's already going a bit lower than half before just backing up, playing behind the pillar on point. Going forward, kind of using both of his bubbles already.
Suzu out from Akron University. Akron also doesn't have falling really low on the side of Flashbang, which I just can't find him. There's the bubble going in. Miami just rushes down Max after we see he doesn't have Suzu, and they go for him. I don't know where this Bastion's been this whole fight. He just hasn't really been a pressure on that front line. Shocker falls to Sebi Webby in the duel. But I think this is just Miami's fight if they can just burst down Romero. But Sweeney finds a pick on Alfonso. This is turning around very unfortunately for Miami University. But they do have point control, so
Yeah.
they can play a little bit like back and just readjust. Oh no, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Shocker already caught out.
Miami University just trying to play a little bit safe. No more bubbles from the side of Pooter Scooter. And there's the Bastion coming in. There's so much damage from the Reaper Bastion. And the ball just spinning to win on point. And that's going to be Miami University having to back up. I liked what was going on with Miami at the very beginning. You know, they got point. They were just kind of keeping everybody off except for Romero, who was just, you know, being a ball on point.
Yeah,
but this is going to be interesting to see here.
We see the cat grappling the Bastion, and they are going into that room waiting for that little drop down. Yep, there it goes. Ooh, unfortunate for Miami. That was a good combo. Granted, that is 2 ults out from Akron University, and they're still not even with point percentage with Miami. If they can get that pick and then keep Pooter alive, this may not go how Akron wanted here. They lost Sweeney there, and he's probably the slowest coming back. They'll have to send their cat back to grab him. But I honestly really liked that previous fight from Akron. They just surrounded the point and just kept poking Pooter out until the Bastion and Reaper came back and just burst them down.
Yeah, Akron University just getting above Miami in terms of points percentage, but now... Oh no! Alfonso! That's going to be Alfonso down, and Miami University just kind of crumbling after both the ports have died. And that was...
I didn't even understand what happened
I
there.
don't even think that was a boop. That was genuinely just him throwing the sword. Who boop? What?
The
from
purr.
Lucio?
The purr from the jetpack
Really?
cap hit him, and it booped him slightly.
That's crazy.
I think he was in there, but that boop slightly hit him. Mosuki Sin Rush coming out from nitrous oxide just to try to get some pressure in. Yep, rush from Maxer there. Beautiful pick from Spire on the flashbang, canceling the... Oh, that's awesome. And now we see swap on to Diva, but Romero's just finding the pick.
Romero finding Alfonso, and Pooter Scooter switching to the Diva is going to have to fall all the way back. Losing mech is not what you want to happen. They need to keep Pooter alive for this last fight. Romero runs in. Oh! Ultimate coming out for Bastion. Nitrous Oxide kills Romero. That's huge. And that is going to be the cat stealing Pooter Scooter away.
But
that
Miami
is
gets
no
it.
tank.
Miami gets it even after losing the thing. Apologies for speaking up.
No, you're good. You're good. But that's going to be catnap away from Akron University. Miami University not having any ults quite yet. Alfonso is incredibly close to his. Mines come out trying to keep Miami University off a point, but they're only on a little less than half of it. And so Miami's still able to contest. And here comes Alfonso's blade. And it's not going to find anybody as Symmetra has been swapped by Akron. And there's so many turrets on point. And it's going to force Miami to be back and away from point. And that's going to be the first round to Akron.
But Diva is in it. If he can build his mech quick enough, he does get it. He gets a pick on the Sweaty. But unfortunately, the Semi is just there on the point. He's going to get bursted down by Maxer. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any more they could do in that situation. They just don't have enough. And that switch onto the Symmetra was... what happened there? We got a lag out from Romero, maybe?
It looks a little strange. Sounds like we're going to go into a pause here very quickly.
I liked what Miami... I love the switch from Sire onto the cast. That was very good. Better deal with the cat, better deal with the Reaper, and better deal with the ball instead of running that Soj and the Freya.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the Soj and the Freya. God, why am I forgetting his name? Emre.
Yeah.
My apologies. But unfortunately, I just felt like they were just going into traps laid for them. They weren't clearing angles and they weren't really quick enough. I don't even remember if we had a graph come out.
We didn't. We switched to Diva too soon. We did get a bomb. Unfortunately, the Diva bomb was not fast enough to, or Pooter Shooter was not fast enough to get into remech before he died, which was unfortunate. He only got it very near the last fight, and so, or like during the last fight, and so I like the idea of the switch into the Diva, but you know, at that point it was a little bit too late, and then Akron came back with a counter again to from the Reaper playing Reaper into a Sim, which just goes through the defense matrix and kind of ruins the Diva swap as a whole.
and Sem is really good currently on control maps like
Yeah.
that, which is just really unfortunate. And unfortunately, it's just the fact that I feel like Akron's just taking all these angles when Miami has the point, they just try holding the front angle a little too much, it seems. And then Akron's just able to split off to 5 different angles because I mean you have so many mobile characters. You have Ball, you have Cat, you have Reaper or Sem, and then you have I believe the Bastion granted, but also just so much damage.
Well, and part of the Bastion as well. You might say he's not very mobile. He's got his grenade if he really wanted to be mobile,
But
but
he
he's
uses the
got the
cat.
cat. The cat is what makes him so insane. Just being able to take all those off angles and all those crazy high ground situations with the Bastion. But we're looking to see a little bit of a change up from Miami University. Shocker going
Ooh, Mizuki.
Mizuki, and Akron's still looking pretty similar. We're gonna see if he stays on the sim or if he's gonna stay on the sim instead of going that Reaper, which, like I just said, it is. A,
Beautiful
oh,
cancellation of that teleport. There's only 2 on point alone, and Miami can realize that and get in there. They can do a lot of work. Shocker kills Maxter. See, that's why I just love Mizuki as a character. He does so much damage. That chain is also very good at dealing with the ball. I really like this twitch from Shocker here.
yeah, Romero gets Sire though, and that's gonna be Akron trying to take the point at the very beginning. Teleport goes down while all of Akron's just struggling to find point. Romero trying to get on there, swinging himself around, but he's
What a chain
taking a
from
lot of damage.
Shocker there onto the cat in midair, but unfortunately he just stays up. They get this pick on the badge, that's very good. The cat is just doing so much work though. Oh, he stays on. Unfortunately, Shocker doesn't really have anything to deal with there. I feel like
Ooh, what a play from Romero there, booping double Sire and nitrous oxide off the map there. Miami University is going to get 8% before it switches over to Akron. And Akron's playing really well. I mean, they play around their boop there from the ball. And, you know, like you kind of said, they have such mobile characters that they're kind of everywhere. And Miami's struggling to keep up with everywhere that this Akron team is.
beautiful catching and out of that flash thing there. Fortunately, Shocker just trying to clear out some of the. Ooh, barely lives that. Nice.
That shots are coming out. Everybody's on point. Mine's on point. Sire falls to the Symmetra from Akron and Alfonso as well. Both DPS are down. Hooter Scooter going incredibly low, unsure of where the supports are on his team. And Mines are going to take him out of mech before he fully dies. His support's able to get out, though. It is just a really large stagger for Pooter Scooter. And Alfonso and Shocker are now going to fall. This is just an incredible stagger from the side of Akron. So much death. I mean, Miami just really needed to back up there, and it never came.
Yeah, I mean, Miami coming up on 5 ults here. Akron did pop 2 there, but unfortunately, there were really 2 that really mattered a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. And also, I had to say here, Miami really needs to find a better way to deal with the Symmetra. The Symmetra's putting in pretty much all the pressure on the side of Akron because, I mean, the Diva eats all the bullets of the nice Kai, but unfortunately, Sire falls really early. First coming out, they get this. Ooh, they get this down. That's really nice. Right now, Pooter's just trying to eat as much as he possibly can to protect the team. The cat falls. There's trades going out. No more TP. Burckle comes out from Maxer, though, putting in some pressure. Alfonso trying to just get the back line, but unfortunately falls. Oh. They may try to fight this, but that was really good stall there from Maxer.
From Akron. Yeah. No, that was unlucky from the side of Pooter Scooter there. He was walking all of his team in there, but unfortunately got stuck on the wall. And that catnap is going to keep Pooter off of the point. That is crazy. Very well played from Akron. That was unlucky. That last fight that Miami needed to take, Pooter Scooter walks in and is DMing the entirety of his team, but he loses his DM. You know, he uses it all. And unfortunately, he gets stuck on the wall, and I mean, the rest of this team kind of melts a little bit, and that is the double boop. That was really well played from Romero. I mean, he was just running through that team.
Yeah, Romero was kind of just incentivized by his supporters to basically just run wild that entire time. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of what happened there, it felt like came from Flashbang's Symmetra, just kind of stopping Miami from ever even pushing
Yeah.
really. If Miami didn't win the first fight, they were kind of just stuck in the middle ground, not being able to do all that much. And honestly, I don't know if it was in Pooter's best interest to just stick with the deal. I mean, it
Yeah.
made sense. They had the bastion, they had the ball. You could very easily dive the cab, but unfortunately, that someone was just putting in so much work on the Pooter, and it felt like he just couldn't get around his team quick enough with how they were split up.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
We
Miami adjusts.
I think we saw on the first round the what the Zarya could do. And we saw that they were winning more fights, and I kind of wonder if going Zarya would like, cuz they were playing Reaper Bastion, right? And then they were playing Bastion Symmetra. Symmetra, of course, is really not good for Diva, and that's just, we saw that she was shutting down the team. At least with the with the Zarya, they were able to win fights. They got up to 30 or 40% um before Akron was able to flip it back over, right? Like, do we think that staying the Zarya would have benefited, or do we think that something else?
In all terms we won't really know because I mean this is how hypotheticals in the debate. But if they would have stuck to Zarya and gave Pooter that extra survivability on the Zarya, and of course if that's the case, Akron doesn't have any reason to switch on the Sem. But then if Sire still sticks to the swap of switching onto the Cass,
Hmm.
and that helps deal with the Reaper, the Cat, and the Ball. That may have been more beneficial than swapping both the tank and the DPS and just swapping the DPS there.
Yeah.
Because that way they wouldn't have a reason really to swap onto the Sem, which caused a lot of the problems there for Miami. Granted, the Ball was also being an issue, but unfortunately that Sem was just putting up so many turrets where you kind of had to just always play in a certain angles and certain positions to where the Ball was just like, oh, free slam, free slam. So I wonder if the Reaper wasn't there, the Bastion wasn't there, it would have been easy. Granted, it would still have been very difficult for Putin
Yeah.
to really do anything just because it is a Bastion and Reaper. It's one of the highest damage per second comps in the entire game.
Yeah.
And of course, the Ball and the other two supports are just bullying the back line. So it's really just an unfortunate situation there for Miami. It was just a bunch of hypotheticals. It could be, could not, but
Hmm.
we'll see what Miami does here. It is probably their map pick, and I suspect they are wanting to go to Servasa. We're
Yeah.
going to
So
Jib.
Gibraltar, that's gonna be an interesting one. We have banned Kiriko.
I think we know what's happening
It's
here.
quite an interesting ban. You know, Kiriko is such a staple in the support meta, being used very often, very very often.
I think the way they want to run this is they want to, because Jib has been a map that Miami has practiced a lot, and it's one they've gotten a lot more confident in, especially since this joining of Sire back last semester. So it is going to be interesting to see what Miami can really do here. Granted, we do know that nitrous oxide, of course, is on probably his best character in a lot of situations.
Hmm.
And of course, Buddhasaur's Diva is not to be questioned either. He's a fantastic Diva player. But it also is just forcing Akron to play their game. And speaking of that, Akron bans Diva, which throws a little wrench into Miami's plan, I think.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, Pooter Scooter is able to play a nasty monkey as well.
True.
Granted, I
True.
think Akron will still stick with the Ball, which will cause some issues. Granted, the backline will most likely be for Miami on a Brig. If I had to guess, it is one that is probably the most biggest staple. The only issue is getting across that bridge. You can't really do that now, so I'm curious to see, because I believe this is the first time we'll be seeing Gibraltar since the rework.
No, we've seen it a few times at
Did
this
we?
point. Yeah. We played Gibraltar, not against Oregon, but the game before that, the week before that. And
Oh,
we
the
did
previous
we
lever.
it was we got stopped, or no, we did not get stopped. We stopped the other team at second point, and
And then
we
we
were
couldn't
able
get into
to
first.
run it back.
Yeah.
So
So this is going to be an interesting map here.
yes, this could be very interesting. Gibraltar is pretty well known as not being a map that is completed very often. It's a very holdable map a
Yeah.
lot of the times.
And of course, Tracer is now open once again for Miami University, which I feel like Alfonso's just kind of more comfortable on in a lot of situations. We saw him
Yeah.
really do some stuff with it last Friday in the match against Oregon. And Sire back on the Embray, which honestly he's really coming to his own with. He enjoys playing Embray. He just he didn't really play it all against Akron there because he just felt like he needed to deal something with the Ball. really help with. But now knowing that nitrous oxide is on the Ana with the sleep dart and he feels confident in him, he's like, okay, I'll go the Emerald. Of course, if things start going wrong and they can't really do much on the defense side, they might switch to Cass to get that extra stun and AoE or CC.
Yeah. So it looks like the entirety of Miami, except for maybe Alfonso's up here at the top, just trying to hold a bit of high ground. But there's the flying Bastion that is such a worry. This is their strategy. Get rid of the D.Va. Get rid of what can remove the Bastion. Just run him around. That's it. Flashbang going incredibly low there.
Maxer on the Moira.
What a sleep onto Romero there. Not going to be able to do a whole lot, seeing as there's such a large health bar, but he gets taken down pretty far. The cat goes incredibly low, and Bastion's dropped off onto the high ground, unable to do anything, so he just backs off. Scooter jumps in, trying to get anything, but gets incredibly low and is dying.
That was really unfortunate there. That was a very nice boop from Romero. That's really what happened there. Romero got him off a good boop there. Unfortunately, unfortunate there too. That flash strike. I just have to regroup here. Yeah, get rid of that D.Va is probably the best play in Akron's book. Because it allows basically Sweeney to do whatever he wants. And Maxer on this Moira is basically just going to be an annoyance to Alfonso. It'll stop him from really contesting a whole lot.
And that was done in a little less than a minute and a half, and that is worrisome. And he is, we see the sweaty ultimate coming out immediately as he gets it, and that's going to be a kill on the nitrous oxide. That is not what you want to see. Akron is just mega aggro right now. Sire's able to kill CB Weeby, the jetpack cat, but I mean, they're just pushing the cart.
Yeah, now here Akron only really needs one more fight to even get the full second point here, which is not what you want to see from Miami. They really only have one fight. They can't really force much else. Ultimate comes out, and the Sweaty is very nice. Picking off that has to be Miami's main target here, because once Sweaty's gone, it's pretty much grain free for Pooter Scooter, but unfortunately there is still that Reaper they have to deal with. I don't know if I want to see Pooter Scooter switching to something different here.
Honestly, I think that if you wanted to switch, like, I would switch to like Ramatra maybe, but like even that wouldn't be great.
Beautiful Nano.
Nano coming on Pooter Scooter, keeping him alive, and he's able to kill CB Weeby instead of after being dragged into the rest of his team. That was really well played. Sweaty going incredibly. That is Sweaty. Yeah, going incredibly low, but being able to back out just in time. Mines comes out onto the Miami core, and Flashbang is able to kill Nitrous Oxide. Ultimate comes Rampage, or not Rampage.
Beautiful stun from Shocker with the rally. Unfortunately, Semi Web just going around killing the whole rest of Miami. Scooter just going to try to get out here. The Cat's chasing him down, but he can kind of 1v1 him. He has his bubble.
And he's going really low, and the Cat is going to back out. Still just kind of poking around. Pooter Scooter is able to get some healing as the rest of his team is back now. Romero just being a nuisance. Right on point as Bastion is all the way at the top, dragged up there via the Cat. And is able to kill Sire, and here comes another ultimate from the Bastion. And he's just going to use it on himself, you know, keep him alive. Makes sense. Alfonso's able to get one. Alfonso gets two, and that's going to keep them just alive for a little bit longer as Pooter Scooter is pushed so far back. He barely gets touched before the Bastion is going to kill him again. Emre is on point, but Shocker gets there as well, but it's not going to be enough as Nitrous Oxide follows, and that is a team wipe from Akron.
Yeah, that was beautiful that Pooter Scooter baiting the ult onto him, then dropping down. Unfortunately, the rest of the team was just kind of already gone because of the ball and the Bastion, and Sire just getting caught out because the Bastion getting carried by the Cat is so random a lot of the times.
Yeah, and there's the ball just kind of running around, causing mayhem in the back line. He's got mines ready to use at any moment. When he will use it, I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses it. Whoa, very well played from there, from Flashbang getting that kill. Here comes Mines as he falls down, trying to get anybody, just using up a lot of space there. None of his supports are able to get Scooter Scooter, who is on point now, who's nanoed, but unable to get any kills as he is forced to back up, unable to contest that Reaper for very long.
That was 2 ults from Miami. Nothing really happened. Oh, getting that Bastion's huge, though, for Miami. That needs to be their main target. It's the main source of damage really going into Fuda right now. And also the rest of the backline, really. That was pulse bomb there from Alfonso, not really finding anyone, but managing to clean up the pick thanks to Fuda. Cat's falling really low, but Romero's just finding picks from just being in the backline. There's just not enough damage going into him in any certain instance. I don't think he really has even died, I don't think, the entire round.
Yeah.
Now that I remember.
It's been a bit rough. Pooter Scooter is trying to keep himself sustained. He's got the healing perk where if he's standing in the shield, he gets healed. And it's a little bit harder to play against this Reaper. Reaper's ult comes out, is unable to get anything. It seems like it's almost like a fat finger. I don't know what it was used on there, but Pooter Scooter is using Rampage.
He might have
just trying to run through the team, but
might have gotten whip splashed into
maybe
that small room, because I think that's where Shocker went into, and he did pop his ult there and counter it. But it does seem like Miami is pretty even on the ult economy. In a lot of instances, Sire is about halfway before she falls. I don't even know where Sire was in that instance. Where was he get picked off there?
I think he might have been just on point, but it's going to be Akron just kind of grouping up, trying to wait for a little bit of an opening, and there it is. Nitrous Oxide falling is the exact opening they needed. Moira is coalescing it all over the point, and that's going to be Pooter Scooter falling right there. Nitrous Oxide dying, not able to keep Pooter Scooter up very long. Styre's ultimate nanoed is going to try and get everybody in. Alfonso gets one, Styre gets another, and he's going to get so close to falling, using as much as his ability. Nitrous Oxide doing really well to keep him up, but it's not enough as Romero rolls straight into him.
But about time for Pooter to get back.
Enough time.
If that nano didn't go in, and we saw like Sire pretty much took 150 damage in that same instance when getting the nano. It was the damage reduction. And there's the cat just trying to be a little sneaky, trying to get a back cap. Honestly, Miami's been doing really good with contesting here. Trying to get off that payload, knowing that beautiful sleep. Uh-oh.
And there's the... Oh, and they're just pushing cart, getting really worried. They have to play cart now. Alfonso... Sire down, Shocker, and all the supports down. Monkey is dead, and that is Akron taking full 3 points on Gibraltar. This is looking really scary for Miami. They admittedly had a very good hold after getting to third point. First and second point were a little rough, but they did very well on that third point, holding for well over 3 minutes, and not doing too terribly.
Very good there. It felt like that. The Diva switch was definitely the best thing Miami could do, or Marcum could do there. Just because I feel like if Pooter was on Diva, the amount of damage coming into him would be a lot different in this situation. And also, it definitely does feel like Romero's just immortal at this point. It doesn't feel like he's really died at all. I think I've only seen it once or twice, and there's just so much pressure going in on Pooter, and instead we see Alfonso pulling out the Sombra, which is a very interesting pick, but not one I really hate. Sire on the Ash trying to put more damage in.
Alfonso goes back to the Tracer, but honestly, I really would like to see the Sombra. Sombra's hack actually has the ability to disconnect any players from Jetpack Cat's grapple, which could be pretty useful. And so, in this scenario, if it doesn't look like they're going Bastion here, but I could see a high noon, a cat noon coming in here in the future.
Yeah, definitely one of the alongside Bastion, one of the things that a lot of people use cat with. And we do see Romero and the cat already jumping the high ground. Oh, that cat falling really low already.
Romero falls half, but is able to get out. Alfonso going really low as well, as both teams are just kind of trying to do as much as they can. Big anti on a Sweaty, but unfortunately he's able to get out and find some healing from anybody nearby that's able to keep him up. And Akron is just doing a really good job at staying out of sight lines and keeping this point from moving.
Yeah, the Reaper just kind of sitting in that little corner right there, just not letting Alfonso really take the card anywhere. And meanwhile, Romero falling really low, but there's not much they can really do to kill him. Oh, but beautiful sleep. Romero did get something. They managed to find him in the inside. That is what Miami needed. Now all of, yep, there we go. All of Akron just running backward. They're all stuck in that high ground. No more Wraith for the Reaper, but unfortunately stresses back out because Reaper, even without Wraith, I guess the monkey is kind of just immortal.
Punch him! And that's going to be Pooter Scooter falling low and dead. Very well played from Miami being able to kill that Romero on the ball, but now we have to try it. Now he's back. The Titan is back. There's not a whole lot that it feels Miami is able to do here. She gets the Nitro Darkside's able to get the kill onto the Cat, but there goes Sire in the long run as well. Nano goes on to Pooter Scooter. He's able to get the Wu Yang, killing Wu Yang, waiting for the jump onto the Cassidy, and he is dead as well. It is just Romero left. It really feels like all Miami can do is not look at the ball. I think that the ball is doing so much, has so much health and sustainability that whenever they look at it, it's just taking so much time and trying to kill him. But
good whip shot from Shocker there.
Yeah.
And they just separate it, and Heavyweight falls to the Sire. I really like the Ash pick, honestly, from Sire. Nitro Darkseid does fall. Oh, beautiful Ajax from Pooter Scooter. I actually thought he could get a little bit more pressure there. Well, there goes the Bob just to really clean up the point. I don't hate it, don't love it, but they just need to happen. They got worried there after losing 3 people. They just kind of want to complete this point fully, and yeah, it paid off. They may not be able to get those 2 picks without the Bob.
Yeah, no, that was really well played. I really like that bot from Sire. I mean, there's at this point with how well Akron did, you just kind of really want to get all of the checkpoints you can. Because, like, you never know when or if University of Akron is just going to step it up all of a sudden. I mean, they decided to switch back to Bastion, which is exactly what worked so well in the first round. And Romero is able to use mines, killing Sire and Shocker. I mean, that Bastion is just going to be such a nuisance again. Anti comes on to Pooter Scooter, he's not able to do anything as that Bastion does a lot of damage now again.
Yeah, Alfonso kind of getting staggered there on the bottom there, unfortunate. But not terrible for Miami. They do have ults coming up, but University of Akron also has the Cat ult. This room for the Shooter's day. I'm curious to see what Miami wants to do here. This is probably the one point that's, I wouldn't say the most difficult, but probably the most interesting to have to push.
Yeah, the high ground especially, now that it's changed, is really strange. That's a really well blocked from Shocker there. A huge anti comes onto him as well, though. And that's going to be Alfonso going really low. Pooter Scooter is all the way in the ship, trying to take as much space as possible for his team. He goes in. Sweeney goes incredibly low, and he gets him. He gets the kill. Diving onto the supports, trying to keep him dead. And Max isn't able to get himself with the anti-nade, or with the biotic grenade. Allowing Pooter Scooter to get the kill. The Cat goes on to Nitro Darkseid trying to get a kill, but that's gonna be Pooter Scooter healing for healing for Nitro Darkseid as Romero goes onto the point, just spinning as long as he can to keep it up, keep the point there, waiting for his team to get back. Pooter Scooter goes incredibly low, trying to get as much healing from Nitro Darkseid. There goes the Nano onto Pooter Scooter as he dives the rest of the supports, getting one onto Max, but Mines covers the points. Nitro Darkseid gets flashbang, and that's gonna be very bad for Akron. 3 down for Akron. Miami University up, but Akron is still gonna try and win it. Sweaty pulling out his ultimate, getting killed by himself in the process. It looks like it is just flashbang here. Oh, and there's Max just going to throw himself on the point, trying to stall for as much time as possible. 3 minutes into 3rd point. Really well done from Miami.
That was a very messy fight in all situations. 3 different fights going on at the same time, but Miami was just able to get better picks there. Like that beginning pick on the Ana was massive, and I love the fact that Sire probably hit a headshot and then Pooter went on it. We saw that Ana basically had a bit laser zap for like 2 seconds and then fell over. Akron here not really having any ults, but Miami having that massive bob that can do so much work. They just really have to position it. They have to play around the Bastion form though, because Bob can get melted by Bastion.
Yeah. And I mean, Bastion the F35 just running through the skies, and there it is. Scooter just getting melted by the Reaper. Sire on point, kind of waiting to see the Bob come out. There it is, and we're gonna see if that's gonna be able to stop anybody. It's not doing a whole lot of damage, a little bit of an unfortunate positioning situation, and Romero was able to just kind of keep holding point there.
There was something interesting I saw there is that the Bob was actually going to that back corridor area where the Ignite were boxes, but Debbie Webby with his cat purr was able to knock it into that pile on. And just forced it into that corner, which was very unfortunate for Miami and well able to play it there from Akron.
That's going to be a forced reset from Miami University, losing all of those players, and we'll have to see what they can do here. A little bit of a worrying times when they have a minute left to try and beat Akron's time. This is what's been so good in the past. The nano onto Puduskur coming out, but unfortunately he gets slept on the way in trying to dive Max. He gets the kill eventually with Alfonso, but unfortunately Nitrous Oxide is going to fall as well. Rally comes out from Shocker trying to keep the fight alive on point as Barrage comes in, or not Barrage, but Bastion's all comes in as he's all the way in the back line. Puduskur's going to be forced to try and back up, maybe help and fight the Bastion. Instead, he's going to go forward trying to keep the point running.
It's big pulse bomb coming out from Alfonso onto the Ana. That's massive. The Ana's only 75%. And there's 3 ults coming out from...
He's going to kill himself to try and kill
But he gets out with
he didn't.
Wait, do they get on? They don't get on! That was 3 alive for Akron. 3 around on point.
That's crazy. C9 coming in from Akron, and not to mention at the exact moment, they got onto or left point at the exact moment. They ended with the exact same time. They have each 1 minute remaining, which means that Miami University also finished the map with exactly 32 seconds remaining.
I know that Subby Webby is hating himself right now, not just going off the map himself to take Booter out.
Yeah.
Because he popped the Primal and was able to jump back up because on that little ledge there's these rocks. You land on the rocks and then you slide down to the zone.
No, Subby Webby is unfortunately the cause for that. What he needed to do is just sacrifice himself, drop both him and Pooter Scooter into the death barrier down at the bottom of the map. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. Unfortunately for Subby Webby, very fortunately for us, that is not what happened. And it looks like Miami's going to run a very similar comp.
I also like to point out that Shocker keeping everybody alive alone.
Yeah.
Nitrous Oxide fell first in that fight, came back, and then I didn't really see him all that much just because there was so much. These comps are so strange, especially Gibraltar, because there's like 4 little fights happening and then the main big one.
Yeah, it was a very well-timed rally on the side of Shocker, but we're going to see the same thing happening again this round. Miami University just holding up on the bridge, kind of just, or what's left of the bridge at this point. Big Ante going on to Akron as Pooter Scooter dives down, trying to get a little bit of damage in there, but the Bastion has been flown up and is able to get the pick onto Nitrous Oxide and Shocker. Pooter Scooter is just going to throw himself onto point. He needs to die or get staggered.
Yeah, they need to force this, at least make it one more fight because they don't want to give him the free first point there. That was very unfortunate that Sweaty was just up there on that angle, and unfortunately the bubble just doesn't last against both the Ball, Cat, and Bastion. Now the Bastion, interestingly, already popped his form here. I don't know if they wanted to do.
Yeah, he wanted to do that.
There. What in the world? How do you? Such a strange pick. And then he gets pulled off to the other side. And I think Miami even goes for a touch here.
Nope. They just
Sire like that is pretty much a lot of their damage.
Yeah, that was very well played, honestly, by Sweaty. As unfortunate as it is for Miami University, getting that pick on the Sire, you're gonna force him back. At this point, overtime is gonna make respawns longer and longer.
Big sleep.
And no more wave respawns. There was a big sleep onto Sweaty, but unfortunately somebody woke him up. And there's an ult coming out, and he's just going to immediately throw it down, not getting anybody, and in fact dies along the way. Pooter Scooter fighting on point, hoping and trying as the rest of his team follows down. Debbie Webby going incredibly low, but we're getting to the point where a bit of Akron is beginning to come back. Sire kills Flashbang, but Nitrous Oxide falls in the process. And
Big boop.
big boop off of point. That is gonna be round 3.
But
Complete.
not a bad push there from Akron.
Nope, not a bad push at all.
There. Really, this is all going to come. I am curious to see what Miami wants to run here because getting picked that early there because of that Bastion form on the high ground was a little unfortunate.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind how well Akron was able to hold first point. Miami being able to get it after a good while. Akron doing very good on the ball composition to just stall the point right at that first turn. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to do that again, and they are going to play the ball. I don't see them straying away from that anytime soon. And which kind of makes me wonder, looking to the future. Do we think we're going to see a ball ban?
I think it is going to be map dependent because there's a lot of maps that ball is really good on and ball's not so good on others. Ball, in my opinion, is a king of control and flashpoint, along with sometimes on some maps push. This is also one of the only Hescard maps, in my opinion, that ball can really shine on if you're a good ball player, because there is just so many tight corners, small angles, and ways you can just body block people. And it also is just a dive map, so it works with them very well.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami can pull out here.
Well, we're going to see a very, very similar combo coming from Miami. Alfonso going to be on the sim, TPing them around, but switching back to the Tracer like we have seen so many times before.
Romero, to get that card percentage.
Yep. There's the beginning of the stall. Reaper just kind of sitting around that corner, getting as much healing as he needs, and the Wraith form comes out already. Falling back, as there's Romero now taking up the mantle of the stall on the point.
Yeah, unfortunately that flying Bastion is causing all sorts of problems for Miami. He's not really even in the fight at all. He's just raining down fire with that one perk. Like those bombs, he's just picking up nitrous oxide every fight.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. Sire trying to take pot shots at him, but unfortunately, it's going to get dragged around. I mean, and then he's in the back line. That is a really crazy strategy and really working strategy. I mean, you can't deny it.
Fantastic picks from Miami, getting both Maxter and Flashbang. They may have a chance here. They're trying to get the ball as well. They don't want him coming back in. But unfortunately, they need to just stay on cart, and I think they want to go that high ground and get rid of the Bastion.
Yeah, Miami University getting a little bit worried at this point. They need to stay on cart if they want to survive, and there's only one person on cart right now. It looks like Sweaty's going to come in with the ultimate, falling a little bit low there, but is going to kill Shocker. That's really bad for Miami University. Voodoo Scooter are going to be really low, and there's going to be 3 on point for Akron when it's just Alfonso. Sire and Alfonso are dead. Nitrous Oxide uses Nano onto Voodoo Scooter, but he dies, and it is just Voodoo Scooter. He's going to have to ult here to survive before anybody can get back, but it looks like all of his team is dead. Shocker just barely able to get back, and Rally comes out, but is unable to touch the point before the round ends. That was really well played from Akron. You cannot deny, unfortunately. I mean, Bastion it's just a better Pharah. It's just a better Pharah.
More HP Pharah, and just, when you get that perk, you basically just rain on fire if you're able to actually hit it well. It also doesn't change the fact that in that instance, you can just kind of carry the Bastion in his ult and just place him down somewhere safe. So that is very unfortunate for Miami University. They looked strong there on the Gibraltar map, but unfortunately, they were just getting poked out too hard. The Reaper was constantly stopping Alfonso from really pushing all that much. I don't know if he wanted to go Reaper as well to kind of try to win the Reaper duel and then get point progress. But there was so many instances where just like they were just holding down all facets of the point. The Reaper there on the bottom stopping them from trying to force point. The Bastion Cat, who was just kind of stopping Shocker, Nitrous, and Sire from really getting any angles and poking out from an enclosed space. And then, of course, there was just overall pressure from the backline of Akron, as well as the ball just kind of keeping my Scooter Scooter from being able to really do anything in that situation. So
yeah, I mean, it was just unfortunate. It was Akron has very clearly played that composition numerous times to make sure that works, and it
It
boy oh boy
shows.
does it work. It shows. They have absolutely dominated Miami a little bit here. Um, what can Miami do? What can Miami do? I think that for starters, having Diva back would be
I
very beneficial.
I think in that situation, because I mean they didn't really see the bash. They saw the bash and cat in the first map. I believe it was just them trying to protect what they're comfortable with, protecting the Ana to go onto Jib and just play their rounds.
Mhm. Yeah.
But in the same instance, they kind of realized there that, oh, wait a second, this would have been better just ban a tank, maybe ban the ball, like we said earlier, protect the Diva. Because I'm going to be honest, even if the enemy team played Curie, I don't see the amount of antis really changing all that much just because everyone was so split.
Yeah.
A lot of Akron was just so split up. And of course, you ain't really hitting antis on about half the team when two of them are in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Miami really does to change things around here. But we are going to New Junk City.
And we have our first ban, which is gonna be Bastion.
Yep.
I feel like it might have been one of the top prospects after that round to get banned. I mean, just such an oppressive
Yeah.
character.
A lot of damage really stops
A
people from
lot of
doing anything.
damage.
But also after that point, if Miami can start making a run here, because now Akron can no longer ban Diva at
True.
all. So
True.
Diva is always going to be in that pocket to go. And we do hear the Zarya ban come out from Akron to stop Pujasker from running it on the New Junk City, which is one map where usually you do want to run that high pressure Zarya Reaper comp. So it is going to be interesting to see what Miami wants to play here instead. Granted, we will probably be seeing the ball coming out from Akron. If not ball, then most likely Ramantra.
Yeah, I do kind of worry what tank we are going to play, because if we have banned Bastion, Diva was naturally the tank you would go to because of the defense matrix. But now that we've banned Bastion, we don't necessarily need a Diva, and they banned Zarya, which is our brawl head, like one of the characters we use for brawl most often. And so, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna lean to? Do we think we're gonna go to our roots and we're gonna go Orisa, or do you think that we're gonna have to pull something out? Maybe a Domina, a Sigma, maybe. What do we think?
It's gonna be interesting because I mean you can go poke on this map. You can go the brawl. You can go the high speed. You can go a little bit of dive. It's gonna be really all dependent on what Miami feel is their best right now. Because I mean I feel like if you're Miami, your mental right now is a little drained.
Mm-hmm.
Losing two maps back to back like that. Granted, Jib was really close, but that also just puts the pressure on even more because it's like we could have had that. We could have done this. We could have done this better. But right now, I think they just need to breathe. This is Flashpoint, one of their, if not their best types of modes. And after this, there's still push as well if they can get the win on this. So I'm expecting Miami to do some great things on the map there. The map type they're probably the best on, and I hope to see some changes overall to how they're playing and also what characters some of them do play, because I feel like maybe sticking the monkey the whole time wasn't in the best interest.
Mm-hmm.
Even though traditionally it is a dive map, but you also remember there is other picks. You could match the ball, you could go the hazard, because hazard was something that Puchko did play a lot back when he first released, back on our first semester, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it is put in the initiative rule.
Yeah.
So we will. Granted, of course, it's still not that great of a pick, but it will allow you to do a little more damage because it just felt there wasn't a lot of damage going out. The highest damage output was Sire on the Ashe, and he was getting shut down by the Bastion. And we see here University of Akron running Sweaty on the Soj, which I mean makes sense. No Bastion, you want to go something high damage as well. Romero still on the ball, and still the Cat and Bauer back on the Kyrie for Maxer. So this is going to be an interesting Nitrous Oxide and Shocker pulling out the music again, which honestly into this comp, it's probably one of his best pick here because you can lock down that ball so easily, and that chain is such a powerful mechanic. A little interesting, we don't have volume. Okay, there it is. Here we go.
It's all good for now, but Nitrous Oxide is able to get a headshot onto Sweaty, bringing Akron down a player. That is a very big pick to start the round. They're going to get back a little bit sooner, and it's not going to matter too much since the point hasn't quite opened. But, you know, we're looking at Flashbang doing so much damage to Scooter, unable to be defense matrix as Romero falls down. That's exactly what couldn't happen last round.
Yeah, that's the power of the chain from Mizuki. It's such a powerful mechanic against the dive characters. You can just burst them down so easily. Sweaty does pick off Sire, but not before Shocker and the rest of Miami just kind of hunt down the others. And that's a quad from Booter. It's just the ball coming back. Granted, Shocker's not there, so they can't really lock him down all that easily. And the Cat's also back. This is going to be a very... Ooh, does he chase him down? Does he get him? He gets him!
That's a very big pick. Akron just needs to back up here. They're being kind of giga staggered here.
Yeah, that was very good tracking for Booter and just chasing down that Cat, a notoriously hard character to hit while they have the dash.
And I mean, look at Pooter Scooter already at 95% to ultimate charge. I mean, that's 30 points above the next highest, with Alfonso coming incredibly close all of a sudden.
Oh, the chain again. That was beautiful from Shocker as Mizuki's going crazy.
Oh yeah, that was very well done for to get that pick on Romero.
Sorry, using the grenades, usually his highest damage potential to just get up high ground. That guy falling dangerously low very quickly. He has to be careful of that right click though, but he does survive it.
Kitsune Rush coming out from the side of Miami University, and I mean, this is going to be overtime fight here. Alfonso kills Romero with another Mizuki. Pooter Scooter gets flashbang as Akron is struggling to stay on the point. Defense Matrix just eats all of Sweaty's shots, and that's going to be very, very Miami-centered points, 99-1 or 99-0. Sorry.
Pooter Scooter already has 20-player kill streak. Nothing really going into him. He's playing around flashbang so much better on this map than he did on Lijiang. Granted, Lijiang, he didn't really have much of a choice in a lot of instances because they didn't have point first. They had to go into the University hacking space. But in this situation, when getting the angles better, he can play a little bit better into it. Granted, Akron coming up on 4 ults here. Miami really only having 3. Granted, Shocker's ult is one that can be very useful. Going into a lot of things. There it is. But unfortunately, flashbang does get Shocker with the but beautiful from Alfonso getting a counter pick. Good dive, knowing the position of that Soge. Yep.
Pooter Scooter's going to use his nuke, and it's going to be able to get back into mech before Sweaty's able to find him. Wall comes on the point from Flashbang, and it's going to split it up very well. Unable to do a whole lot. Pooter Scooter's going to be forced to go up top, trying to drop down and keep as much on the points possible. Pooter Scooter and Alfonso working really well together to kill Sweaty, but Flashbang kills Shocker, and next Stockside falls as well. That's going to be mines coming out from Romero as well as they take the first points on this section of the map.
I didn't realize their sire did use his over command, I think it is called, or override. It might be called override. And did really well focusing out the, I believe that was Sweaty there on the Soge. Unfortunately, that was 3 ults from Miami, and that is also 3 ults from Akron. But Akron does have a better ult advantage due to just having that Kitsune Rush. Yeah.
Kitsune Rush coming out from the side of Akron, but Flashbang dies before it is, before he's affected. Pooter Scooter falling a little bit, let's see here. Pooter Scooter diving straight in, Sweaty going incredibly low, but unable to get a follow-up onto him. Alfonso working and throwing in a pulse, not getting anybody. Max is going really low, Stevie going really low. Everybody on Akron is still low. Alfonso finishes the kill onto Max. The chain onto Romero is incredibly good, but unable to finish the kill. But overall, Miami is going to be able to flip that point. Really well done. Pooter Scooter finds Flashbang and just gonna back straight up, you know, not even gonna mess with that.
That chain from Shocker was really nice, but unfortunately Romero just had better timing. We've seen the rush going into the back line of Akron. They're just trying to run this down, but that was a very good mines for Romero, picking off Fire. The rest of Miami just has to give up that space, but Alfonso finds a pick in the midst of that, and the Cat ult misses. That was wonderful movement from Miami, using that last of that Kitsune Rush to kind of get out of there. We were trying to just reclaim this high ground, putting pressure on the back line. That's beautiful. Getting Suzu out there is wonderful.
Woopy going really low, and going really low. Producer trying to chase down anybody he can. Mizuki goes down onto point and is able to kill Romero because of it.
Yeah, it causes him to go into an area where Miami pretty much can't die and can't really get pressure. And oh, beautiful push forward from Scooter, just eating the OC. Nothing you can really do and trying to just move him off. The cat goes in for a touch and gets an entire fall. That's super unfortunate for Miami. That's what they wanted to avoid in this situation.
Scooter really wanting to use that bomb here, but unfortunately the wall is going to stop him. Splitting up all the point. He gets
and then Alfonso finds another kick on a sweaty, and the bomb and the wall will go away in time. Let's get back in Max. Let's just lose perfectly timed from Maxter. They need to. Oh, he gets laser goes from Flashbang, and then the chain goes up from Shocker. They managed to find Maxter because of it, but Flashbang is just going crazy. And then Sire's back, but unfortunately they fall because of the turrets.
And then that's going to be a backup for Miami University, unfortunately. Everybody is dead, and that is going to be 1-1 to both teams. It looks like Ducks is going to go the way of Akron, and then we're going to head over to the Junkyard.
That was really close from both teams. Flashbang, honestly, there's so many times he fell one, and I don't think Miami really had a cohesion there to finish off the pick on him. They really should. They have to realize that of all the characters there, the biggest target is most likely going to be Maxter, and then probably going to be Flashbang. And then we do see Override coming out from Miami. They're trying to find a target. Can't really find anything. So beautiful forcing on the squeeze there, but everybody we find Fire. And Miami, unfortunately, Cruz is kind of alone against the Cat, Kiri, and the whole rest of them.
That's going to be Kitsune Rush coming out from Akron, going on to point. Miami University was trying to just take it a little bit away, but Romero's going to be able to get Poo Scooter, and next Darkside's going to fall as well. And that's going to be everybody just kind of dying from the side of Miami University. They're going to need to back up here, and this is where it gets a little bit scary. Miami University is going to fall behind in this map, and this is match point here for Akron. If they win this round or this map, that's going to be game over 3-0 to Akron. So Miami University needs to step up their game a little bit here. Romero going incredibly low. CBWB having Cabnap, and there is a ledge that's not very far. Kitsune Rush comes from Miami University, and they're just going to take point. No contest from Akron. I don't know how well that works, but Flashbang is going to come on to. It's going to die to Pooter Scooter. Two very well-placed grenades from Sire. Romero's going to just contest point as much as he can, but the rest of his team is not there to assist yet. Sire going incredibly low.
OC coming out from Sweaty, but beautiful tech guy to protect the rest of his team from Shocker. And then the chain again, the most broken mechanic on that character. It is ridiculous how well, you saw how quick he got bursted down. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure Shocker also just picks the perk where you do that extra damage from the chain.
Oh yeah. Miami University as well, not having too many ults, just Pooter Scooters. Akron going to have 3 ults coming up. Mines is going to be very scary. You're going to place that on the point more than likely.
Oh my goodness.
But Pooter Scooter absolutely lasers Max, and Flashbang is just soon to follow. Going incredibly low, looking for his supports, but able to survive in the end. Sire's able to get Sweaty, and it's just Romero, last one on the point, touching. There goes the Mines, and he's going to try and get anything he can. Wall comes out on the point, but Romero's going to fall anyway. So many bombs, and Romero's going to get a lasting kill from the grave. Pooter Scooter goes up, trying to kill the Cat, and he dies. Sim is on point, next Foxside kills Sweaty. A lot of damage gone, and it's just going to be a cleanup from Miami University. Just Akron trying to stall as long as possible, but in the end, they're going to have overtime respawns, which is not what you really want to see.
Romero switching off the ball for the first time all series. He doesn't want to deal with Shocker's chain anymore. Unfortunately, Shocker getting caught out because of that weird spawn placement because they won that point. So unfortunately, I think Miami's just going to have to leave the point early already.
Yeah, Shocker dying is rather unfortunate. You know, so much healing coming from him.
Override.
Sorry, yeah. Flashbang going low. Flashbang kills Alfonso, but dies to Pooter Scooter. Pooter Scooter getting 2. Stevie Weeby going down. That's a lot of support out from Akron. Kitsune Rush coming in, trying to make up for any support the CB Weeby is missing. Bomb comes out, forcing Akron to back up, but Akron already has point. They're already exactly where they want to be. Pudusker is forced to run in there. Nobi going incredibly low. Form forced out from Romero as he just starts punching away at Sire, going incredibly low, getting brought back up. Sweaty going down to Sire as Romero just continues to fight on point. Flashbang kills Alfonso, and Flashbang goes incredibly low though. Form forced out from Romero, trying to do anything. EB Weeby just dying off the side, taking Pooter Scooter with him after Catnap. And Nitrous Oxide trying his best to 1v1 the Flashbang.
Beautiful chain there from Shocker, managing to get Romero with the headshots and dodging pretty much everything. They can win this now. Diva's back. Like, Romero falling there is super unfortunate.
Wall comes out from Akron, and that's going to be really big for them. That's going to be just even more time to stall, and they're already at 100%. This is literally last fight and really first fight. This fight hasn't really ended. Romero going, falling to half. Sweaty gets a kill onto Shocker, and that's not what you want to see. Yet again, Pooter Scooter dying, or losing mech on point. Nitrous Oxide falls. That is both supports out of Miami University. Just not going to be able to do a whole lot. Sire gets one last kill onto Sweaty, but we're going on to the final map, or final section of this map here. It's going to be Refinery.
Yeah, it's looking very interesting for both teams. Lots of ults coming up on both sides, and I usually having 3. Pooter Scooter almost having that bomb, so we will have remech for at least a fight on this last point. Romero having his own ult as well, and 3 more coming up. Pretty much 2 coming up, 2 already there. Max having his ult before Nitrous Oxide, but they should be able to build it quickly enough. If I had to guess, there's gonna be a big fight here. Pooter Scooter also switching on the Ram before going to Diva. This is going to be a fight on the point.
Good rush coming out from both sides. But Alfonso falls immediately. Sire using his ult, trying to get any damage. Annihilation comes out from Akron. EB Weeby kills Alfonso, and everything is just being popped right now. And Sire kills one. Shocker killing Flashbang as well. The tank is down and 1 DPS is down. And that's going to be 3 down from Akron. And that's going to, I mean, Miami University is just going to be cleaning up here. Shocker and Pooter Scooter getting the final 2 kills. This is exactly what you want to see. They need to kind of snowball this final point here. I mean, Akron able to take this game away again.
I mean, here's the issue, is that Miami University did have a lot of their ults there, and now there's only about 2. There's still 2 on the side of Akron. Granted, they aren't really crazy ults. It's Cat and Wall, but they can still put a lot of issues if they're played correctly. For Miami, they really have to build up Pooter Scooter's ult as quickly as possible. We see a switch onto the M-Ray from Sweaty, but Shocker falls to Sweaty super early. That's not what you want to see at all. And they're just trying to run at his backline, run at that beautiful dive on the Desem. And Max falls well from Nitrous Oxide, but Romero gets Nitrous Oxide there. That is no more healers for the side of Miami.
Betrayeds are coming out, and Romero is able to kill Pooter Scooter.
He gets the health pack. I didn't even realize there was a health pack there.
Unfortunately, that's going to be Miami University backing up. Shocker trying his best to 1v1 this Cat. Well, 2v1 this Cat and Ramatra, but unable to escape. That's going to be a big stagger. Thankfully, he's Lucio, so he's a bit faster. But
this is going to really all come down to if Nitrous Oxide can build his Kezergan rush in time to combo with Pooter Scooter's Annihilation. Before Maxer can build his and Romero can build theirs. Granted, some people can cancel all that by just picking up Pooter Scooter. This is going to be... Oh, he pops out Raid. They're just going straight in. They don't even care about building up the Kezergan rush. And they do get the M-Ray, but unfortunately, Pooter Scooter just being melted. He has no support when it's happening. And Alfonso falls with Sebi Webby. That's really unfortunate. They're just building that teleporter, and they do get rid of it.
Romero looking a little scary there on point. Form is forced out by Pooter Scooter. Kitsune Rush going on to Miami University, and he's going to be able to kill out Flashbang, but Sire falls as well. Shocker and Pooter Scooter die. And that's going to be final fight here. I don't think Miami University has another... No, they have one more touch here. And they're able to trade the Cat and Nitrous Oxide. That's really good for Akron. That's going to be one less person that's going to be able to touch. Sire going on to the Sombra, trying his best to get there. Kitsune Rush comes out from Akron. Most of most of Miami is there, but Pooter Scooter's going to die immediately. Shocker gets the pick onto Max, and that's a lot of support gone. But without Pooter, it's going to be incredibly hard to win this. Nigh impossible as we watch Akron slowly kill Alfonso Sire. Shocker trying to get touch, but there is the game. Akron University 3-0 against Miami. That was unfortunately well played. Very well played by Akron.
Yes, very good there. Al Flashbang putting on a good performance on the Sem.
Mm-hmm.
The character we haven't seen all that much in like the whole. Of course, we see him quite a bit while pushing point, but we don't see him all that much while just in mid fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good to see. But unfortunately for Miami, they do still have a chance, of course, to getting to playoffs, even though they lost that game. But they have a hard road ahead of them. They have to go against, I believe it's Converse, in the next match at around 9 o'clock. Granted, we will not be streaming that. We will be stopping stream for about 20, 30, 45 minutes. I believe 45 minutes.
Not even that. I think we've got Street Fighter coming up very, very shortly.
Yeah, very, very shortly.
We're going to be switching into that. But, finishing out about this game, I mean, very well played from Akron. I mean, you just got to give it to him. Romero on the ball for majority of the series. Miami just couldn't find a cure until this final map, and at this point, it was frankly too late. And the Mizuki really, really worked well. You got to give it to Shocker. He did play it very well. Then switch on to the Ramatra, that annihilation at the very end. Keeping everybody off point, and I mean, the walls from the Symmetras, they were playing. It felt like a bit of a cheesy comp. Like when you look at all the characters, they're all like the characters that the community thinks are very low skill floor, if you will. Of course, any comp is a good comp if it wins, and so I mean that's kind of what we're looking at here.
Yep. Gonna be interesting to see how the Miami does later today. Hopefully, they can get to those playoffs. They have an even tougher opponent ahead of them in the form of Converse, but good luck to them. We will be stopping streams for a little bit here to set up our Street Fighter casters and our Street Fighter overlay to watch some Street Fighter today. Another week for them. They're doing very well, so hope you guys stick around for that. But that'll be all from Overwatch today. Don't know when we'll be talking Overwatch next. Who knows?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I enjoy playing this game.
I enjoy this game. So we will be seeing you later on. Have a good night.
Thank you for watching.